Jake Paul keeps jumping from one mic to the next. He just announced his fight with Mike Perry. We did get this leaked last week where I did cover it, and a lot of you guys seem to think this Mike Perry fight is going to be better than the fight against Mike Tyson. If you didn't know, Mike Perry is an ex-UFC fighter who is now a BKFC fighter, so he does bare knuckle boxing, which is very close and similar to boxing, and because of the fact that he's been in combat sports, he has a very good chance to maybe win this. Mike Perry in the BKFC is a beast. We've seen him knock out people like Michael Venom Page, who is a crazy fighter, and this small man took him out, so we can't write off Mike Perry just yet. But now, when it comes to boxing, we do know Jake Paul has that accolade of just knocking people out. A lot of people think it's rigged, but at this point, can we keep saying that Jake Paul's fights are rigged? He keeps proving us that he's going to fight these people and he's always going to beat them, even though some may say they aren't professional boxers, as they're MMA stars and other things like that, and especially the retired ones. And just recently, we saw that the fight against Mike Tyson, who was a 57-year-old man, was Jake Paul's opponent. That's been postponed because Mike, because he's old, has medical conditions and can't fight just yet. Now we have Jake Paul versus Mike Perry. Mike Perry is a titanium skull. Like, he's called Platinum Perry for a reason, because this man's skull is made out of titanium and you cannot put him away unless he wants to go away. So when we have a fighter like this against the power of Jake Paul, who we see knocking people out all the time, can Mike Perry withstand Jake Paul's barrages and Jake Paul's punches? How does Mike Perry win this fight? We know that Jake Paul has weighed in over 200 pounds to fight Mike Tyson just over a month ago, and now he's going to be fighting Mike Perry, whose max weight on record was like 185, 190. So now, will this weight gap be a big problem for Mike Perry? Because Jake is the taller fighter as well. He's going to be the taller fighter and probably the bigger fighter on the night. If they both step into that ring, Mike Perry is not going to be as used to the boxing as he is to the BKFC, because there's going to be gloves involved, which makes your dodging, your blocking, your parrying, your movements a lot different. And I think people are overlooking the fact that even though BKFC is bare knuckle boxing, it is not boxing, and just the gloves alone changes a whole lot for someone like Mike Perry, who isn't used to the discipline as much. And we have seen that Mike Perry and Jake Paul have actually fought in the past. They did have a little spar where we have a video of Mike Perry saying, "You beat my ass."
Good job, dude. Kick my ass.
No, it's good, bro. Good work.
So, is this just a cash grab because they both know, hey, Jake is going to win anyway, so why not just fight him on a pay-per-view on DAZN to get some money? Are you guys actually excited about this fight? Because I do feel like this is a better matchup than Jake Paul fighting Mike Tyson, because Mike Tyson is an old man. Even though he is Iron Mike, he is Iron Mike who is almost 60 years old. This is a huge factor, and regardless of the accolades that Mike has, he is still an old man. So now when he's fighting Mike Perry, who is just a little bit older than Jake himself, Mike Perry's in his 30s, and he is still an active fighter, still actively fighting and fighting one of the most dangerous sports, bare knuckle boxing, and he's a champion at that. So now, putting them together and putting this matchup in front of us as the audience, is this a good substitute? I honestly feel like this is a good substitute. It's going to be a very dynamic fight. I think we're going to see Jake Paul being taken into the later rounds, which he normally doesn't do, because Mike Perry is not going to go down. I don't think this guy, he's got a steel head. He's like a tank head. There is no way Jake Paul is going to knock Mike Perry out. But people are saying, including myself, if the contract is set up in such a way that makes Mike Perry have to take a fall, have to do things that is going to make him weaker, because we do know Jake Paul likes to fight people when they're not at their best, because if they're at their best, there's a chance he might lose. So Jake might put some things in that contract that makes Mike Perry fight when he's not at his best. Maybe they put the weight limit very high, where Mike has to bulk up and won't have enough time to get used to that weight, which will give Jake the advantage in terms of speed and how to use that power. But let me know what you guys think. Are you guys excited for this fight? It's going to be happening on July 20th, which is not so far away. Are you guys excited for it? Because I am. Don't forget, if you guys like the things I bring to you and all these little bits of news, make sure to like, subscribe, join the party, and I'll see you guys on the next one.